Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, and as you can see, it is a rainy Saturday, and we got some projects for Meldrum's Monster Garage, so we're going to close the garage door. We just went over and picked up the cherry picker from Uncle Larry's. That cherry picker has been back and forth between me and Uncle Larry so many times. It has frequent flyer miles. So anyway, we will start working on this 72 Chevelle. It's a beautiful car, and I'll tell you what I got in store for it. All right, before I start taking anything apart here, I thought I'd show you a video of what the underneath of this car looks like. And as you can see, yeah, it has a little grime and dirt and surface rust, but there's not a single hole underneath this car as far as rust through goes. So it's a very clean car for Ohio car as far as that goes. So we're gonna get a lot of this cleaned up. You can see the exhaust system is a single exhaust system. I'll probably convert that to a dual exhaust system, true dual exhaust system. And everything under the car, you know, it's dripping with oil here and there. Of course, I just sprayed some penetrating oil on those bolts for the exhaust. Gonna try to get them off. But everything's nice and secure, no leaks under here. I've already drained the radiator fluid for the engine to come out, but as you can see, you know, the engine's been in there for 50 years. And you know, I want to take this to some car shows, maybe sell it in the future. So I want to do what I like to call a rustification. So I'm not going to completely restore this car. There's no reason to do that. It's a great example of a 72 Chevelle. And I mean, I don't think it's been painted, but I don't think the quarters have ever been replaced. Maybe some fenders, I'm not sure. We'll get into that as we look around the car some more. I suspect there's a build sheet on top of the gas tank, so probably pull that down and take a look. But yeah, should be a fun little project, shouldn't last too long. We got things going on in April. Let me tell you about that. So you're probably asking, why am I going to pull the engine on a perfectly good running 350 4-barrel all original V8 here? Well, when you go to a car show and you open up the hood, it's just not so attractive and doesn't get much attention. If this was a rat rod and it looked like this, it'd get all sorts of attention. But this isn't a rat rod. It's a beautiful, nicely painted Chevelle Malibu with a beautiful white interior and a brand new top. So let's let the jewelry match what's on the outside, the inside jewelry. So we'll get rid of all this nasty overspray left over by the painter, okay? And you can see the valve covers are chipping away and whatnot. And there's lots of grime, and I've got a new brake booster to go on there, so that'll neaten things up. We're gonna get rid of this god-awful horn here. The original horn's still there, so we'll hook that back up. And yeah, we're gonna spiff it up. We got a new wiring harness. Get rid of that 50-year-old wiring harness using American Auto Wire. I've already got those over in the box on the shelf. And yeah, we're just gonna beautify this engine by cleaning it up. So we'll pull it out, we'll check all the seals and gaskets, we'll make sure we got good compression on the motor. I'm gonna do, before I completely take this apart, I am gonna start it back up and check the oil pressure. So that's what we got planned for this little Malibu here that actually we haven't named. So it looks like we got pretty good oil pressure on this, 36 or so. So that's just at a dead idle, cold motor. See what happens when we rev it up a little bit. If I can find a place to stick this gauge. All right, let's keep an eye on it. Give a little rev, it's going up, that's good. So that's a good oil pressure on this. Engine sounds good, no leaks. So I'm I'll shut it off because I've got the radiator drain. Well, we're moving right along. I'm taking the motor out of this 72 Chevelle. And as you can see, I got the radiator out, I got the fan shroud off, I got the fan off, I got the alternator off, I got the carburetor off, and I got my beautiful pivot on there. So that's how I'll hoist it out of there. That'll allow me to adjust the engine angle as I tilt it. And one of the most exciting things for me is when I look down here, and this is the engine stamp pad, and I've been able to see enough of it to know that this is the original motor. It's got the 080 at the end of the serial number, which matches the serial number on the car. So I think that's very cool. I didn't doubt that this was the original motor. I mean, look at all the grease and grime on here. So I'm gonna get the car up on the lift now and get the exhaust detached. I've had that soaking in some penetrating oil all morning. One of the more challenging bolts on this, I guess tube, was down here on the transmission lines. That lower transmission line needed a little working. It started to twist the tube, so I stopped right away. I put some more penetrating oil on it, and then I hit it with some heat, and then I went back and forth on it, and it loosened right up. But other than that, this has been going pretty smooth. None of the bolts are breaking off so far, but of course I haven't got to the exhaust manifolds yet. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we got the exhaust removed. We've got the starter removed, and I just clipped the wires because I've got a new wiring harness. And we're draining out the oil, the last bit of the oil. It was very, very dirty, but I didn't see any aluminum in there, so that's a good sign. And then I've got the engine mounts, got the bolts out of there, disconnected. I got a couple bolts left on the top to the transmission. I'm just gonna pull the motor, gonna leave the transmission in there. So I've got the torque converter all disconnected right there. So yeah, we're all set for an easy pull. Gas lines are disconnected, and oh, let's get this dirty thing out of here. All right, I think we got everything disconnected that we need to get disconnected. We should be able to pull that motor up out of the engine compartment, easy peasy. Yeah, maybe I'll set the camera up here so you can watch it. I know I got... I'm trying to get the car a little bit lower so it's not on the lift. So I took some of the weight off of the suspension with the lift. And now I can roll the car backwards just a tad. So to make things a little easier. Well, it'd help if it was not in here. Let me just bump it back. There we go. She's a loose. She should pop right out of there, and I should be able to continue to push her back. I'm gonna watch these transmission lines. I don't want to bend those all. I don't want to bend the transmission lines up. They were in some clips down here. So I'm gonna get those out of the way. The distributor, there we go, got that out of the way. So we're pretty free here. And of course it's gonna start peeing because it's getting at different angles. Got some cardboard on the floor, but you know how that goes. Push the car back just a little more. Start raising this up a little more. There it is. That engine went down in that engine compartment 50 years ago at the Baltimore assembly plant. What do you think of that? Here it comes out. I'm gonna freshen it up, give it a nice clean job. Get 50 years of grime off of this thing. And of course the goal is to get this thing ready for the piston power show that's coming up this year. Alright, I'm gonna get this blanket out of the way before it gets a bunch of crap on it. And like I say, you can see it peeing there. I'm gonna get another bucket under there. There we go. We'll let it pee out a little while longer. We're a little more professional here at Meldrum's Monster Garage, and I do have a nice little engine stand that I can put it on and wheel it around. So yeah, we can take off the front part of the motor and the water pump and the brackets and intake and all that stuff to make sure we're all sealed up nice. Exhaust manifolds, make it easy to work on while it's sitting here. So that's it. I'm done. I'm going in. I'm tired.